Very good morning to everyone who joined our industry session today. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules to be a part of this. So, as you all know, today is an industry session that we have arranged for students, basically, for you to understand the kind of opportunities, the career opportunities that are available for you with the learning of Japanese and the current industry scenario that links with the jobs and education related to Japanese. So today we have our key speaker, Ishwar Murthy-san. Ishwar-san, we welcome you for today's session. Thank you for accepting our request and invite to address our students today. So Ishwar-san holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and master's in business administration. Currently, he is pursuing his doctorate in management and leadership. He has over 30 years of professional experience in design, engineering, and IT industries, out of which last 20 years are with TCS. So prior to TCS, he worked in an engineering design department in thermal power plant equipment manufacturing industry. He is based out of TCS Bangalore. He's played various roles in TCS in India and overseas assignment in multiple countries. He has been playing business leadership roles for the past 15 years in TCS. Currently, he is responsible for delivery of Japan-based projects in engineering and industrial services business unit. So Ishwar-san has been associated with Japan geography projects for the past 15 years. He has interacted with customers in various industries like automotive, aerospace, heavy engineering, industrial components, etc. He understands Japan business requirements and Japanese expectations. He was involved in various initiatives to develop business in Japan for TCS. So Ishwar-san is currently associated and he is working with Tata Consultancy Services as the delivery head for the engineering and industrial services Japan geography. So Ishwar-san, we welcome you again. Thank you for being part of today's session. There are a few points that we would like to bring to the notice of the participants today. We request all of you to keep your webcams on, to turn on your videos, and to mute yourself so that all your background noise is barred. We don't have any disturbance during this session. Also, after the talk, we are going to have a question and answer session. So whoever has any doubts, please listen to the talk. Do not interrupt in between. Write down your questions, and after that we are going to have a session wherein there's a hand raise option on Zoom, probably on your settings on the right side of your screen. So you can click on that button and then we will make a note of all your names. So we will call out your names so you can introduce yourself, your qualification, your name, which college you're studying in, and you can ask your question. So when you're asking your question, please make sure that you unmute yourself and you turn on your video also. So this is about today's session. So I would like to now request my colleague Rama-san to introduce about Sakuraa Nihongo.
Hello everyone, good morning to all of you. It's a very nice, pleasant morning where we're all meeting to get together and understand what the industry is all about. So a very warm welcome to all the students and the colleges who are here to attend this talk. Okay, so very good morning to you, and I hope and wish that all of you take loads of information from this talk as a takeaway. Okay. First and foremost, okay. First, let me thank profusely Mr. Ishwar Murthy-san from Tata Consultancy Services. Despite his busy schedules and his work, he has ensured that he would help our students, all the engineering graduates or to be graduates, to give them an insight about what the industry is all about and how the industry is going to move forward and what Japan has in the market for us. Okay. Despite this, we have the current situation. There are a lot of engineering colleges who have supported this talk and have promoted their students for this. So I thank all these colleges like GSS College of Engineering, Mysore, Malnad College of Engineering, Rajiv Institute of Technology, SDM College of Engineering, and the others who are there in this talk. So thank you everyone for that. Now, first and foremost, let me just get started with a brief introduction of Sakuraa Nihongo Resource Center. So Sakuraa Nihongo Resource Center, SNRC as it stands for. We are a core Japanese language services company, and we have been there in the industry for the last 20 years, 2 decades of exclusive Japanese language services. We have been catering to corporates and individuals as an institute and as a services company, and we've been delivering services of Japanese to one and all. So what do we do? So Sakuraa Nihongo Resource Center, as indicated, we deliver all types of services with regard to Japanese language, be it training, translation, interpretation, bilingual placements, and Japanese culture, etiquette, and business etiquette program. When it comes to trainings, we are an institute where we offer weekend and weekday trainings to individuals who want to learn. But apart from that, we customize our training requirements for the corporate. So for the training requirements, it will be like JNPT levels from N5 to N1 level. And for corporates, it can be anything and everything what they require. So it can be conversation, it can be etiquette, business etiquette, cultural orientation, or it can be GNPT levels. So next comes translation and interpretation. When I say translation, it is document translation. That's a script which we translate from Japanese to English or English to Japanese. So in that we have loads of verticals. It can be engineering and technical, pharma, software and embedded design, legal, manufacturing, automobile, etc. When it comes to interpretations, it's communicating between people. Let us say someone, an Indian meets a Japanese and the language is an issue. So we give interpretation services to them so that the language barrier is not there and they can communicate easily. The next and the foremost is bilingual placements. When I say the word placement, all of you might be thrilled, but here the bilingual word is important. So we don't do generic placements. Anyone with the Japanese language and your technical background or we do placement of such people. So Japanese is a must for us. So when it comes to placements, we work with a lot of companies and we see what their requirements are, and we work with them in multifold requirements. It can be trainings and translations, trainings and placements, so on and so forth. So we understand the client requirements, accordingly search in our database. It can be our students or others too. So any language professional can get placed by us with a minimum requirement of an N3 level. So you would see whom are we working with. Okay, you would see the names here. We work with the top MNCs, Japanese companies, and Japanese, the requirement itself is low. It's a niche area. So our requirements with the clients or our engagements with the clients are again repetitive. So that's how we've been working for the last 2 decades with all the top-notch companies, as you would see the names like Wipro, Toshiba, TCS, Mercedes-Benz, GE, HCL, and it is across different verticals. We have the auto firms like the Toyota groups, we have the pharmaceutical firms like the Sun Pharmaceuticals and the IT companies. So we work with a varied technology partners, I would say. So why would you want to believe us? We have been there in the market. We have said that for the last 2 decades, but you can see the reviews given by our own students, which is, they have rated us on the Google. So this is one indication of, how masters we are in this field. Now coming to the language. Why should anyone learn this language, or how hard or easy it is for us to learn this language? So basically, all of us Indians are generally multilingual. each one of us would know minimum of 2 to 3 languages. So our brains can adapt or understand multiple languages. That way, the languages come naturally to us and we can pick up multi-languages quickly. Okay, and also with the comparison between the Indian mother tongues and Japanese is very similar. The sentence formation is very similar in Japanese and Indian mother tongue. So our students always have to think in their own mother tongue and they will be able to easily understand Japanese. So that's one easy trick for we Indians to pick up this language easily. Now, from our own database of students of the last 2 decades, we have seen that more than nearly 55% of the students are wanting to learn this language to improve their career prospects, which means they are either already in Japanese companies and want to pick up the language, or into Japanese projects and want to pick up the language, else they want to get into Japan and work for them. The other important input from our students database has been that majority of the students, 60+% of the students are from the science background, be it BE, ME, BSc, MSc, etc. So majority of them, we see that the science grads are interested in picking up this language and making an edge over the others who are in the same field. So what are the triggers? Why do the science grads or others want to pick up the language? Of course, they would see that there is a lot of potential in the market for them once they learn this language. So the triggers are basically the India-Japan collaborations. There's a lot of talks in the market. A lot of Japanese companies are investing in the India-Japan collaboration is moving on to a next big step by itself. And the Japanese businesses in India are increasing by the day. Also, but there's a lot of interest in young generation moving to Japan for higher education. We have seen that in the recent past. You would want to know how many Japanese companies are there in India. So the last number what we've got from the JETRO list is 6,207 companies are there in India. The Japanese establishments in India. In Karnataka itself, we have 509 companies. The Japanese companies who look out for bilingual professionals. So why work in Japan? And what is the need? Why do they need us in Japan? Basically, Japan, as you know, is an aging population country. So the requirement of youngsters with good brains is most wanted in Japan. And they being the leaders in technology, they would want majority of techie guys there working for them. It is also opening up domains which is not only technology but others like in the banking, pharma, a lot of other industries are coming up where they want young generation to be a part of them. Yes, even when we say it's a safe country, though there are natural hazards and natural calamities happening there, but still the life over there is pretty safe for anyone to go there, live and work. So the qualifications required for anyone to work either in a Japanese company in India or in Japan, basically they need a bachelor's degree, plus they need, the key point is the JLPT appropriate level, which as I told you before, it is N3 level. Not just the JLPT level, you have to be very good in your conversation skills in Japanese and a complete understanding of Japanese culture and work ethics, which is the key thing for you to enter into a Japan or a Japanese company. The reason why higher education in people are looking out towards Japan is the uncertainties with the US and UK. You might want to go there and do your higher education, but post that, would you be getting a job is a big question mark, right? So people are moving towards the East to ensure that they study, they understand, grow up in their with their education and also get a good job. So thus, Japan being the technology leaders, it is also becoming a hub for learning. We are also very proud and happy to announce that we have been chosen as the sole representatives of few Japanese education institutions in Japan for higher education in Japanese. So our students can easily go through us to go for any higher education in Japan for Japanese language. These are some of our websites which tell what we are and talk a lot more about SNRC. So in case you want to know more details about SNRC, I request you to go through these websites, our Facebook page, YouTube links, which gives you a lot of information about our activities. Okay, so with this, I come to an end of our presentation about SNRC. Request Ishwar-san to take over so that he can give you all the insights about the current industry and the language and Japan. Thanks a lot for listening. Over to you, Ishwar-san.
Thanks, Ramasan. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Ishwar-san.
My audio and video is okay?
Yes. Yes, Ishwar-san, you can go ahead.
Is my audio clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Hello?
Yes, Ishwar-san, you can hear you.
Okay. Can I start? My video is okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So thanks for my introduction today, and thanks for SNRC for arranging this kind of session. Dear students and other delegates in this meeting, good morning to all. I hope you are all staying safe and taking care of yourself and your family. And I'm very happy to share my experience today to all of you. I was an engineering student more than 30 years back, and I feel I am student even now. Not only now, but ever since after my college. So you may be wondering what I'm talking for last 30 years. I'm continued to be a student. The point is that not by age, student in not by age, but from the learning perspective. See, I continuously read and try to understand various subjects so that I gain the knowledge continuously. See, I also write exams so that I can qualify academically as well. My readings are in the field of management, leadership, business, health and well-being, etc. So the point here is the learning is the key point, which I advise all of you to learn as much as possible and never stop learning throughout your life, because that is something which you need to do continuously. Ramasan, am I audible and my video is okay?
Yes, Ishwar-san, you can hear you.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So I thought I will share, my experience, how I've been there from the beginning. See, one thing what I would like to share with all of you is my own personal, experience. I thought always from the beginning that the next phase of life will be better than what we are currently. So, for example, when I was in elementary school, I thought, going to middle school will be better. In elementary school, you learn ABCD and stuff like that. I thought if you go to middle school, it will be, better. Once I reached middle school, then I realized even middle school is not so that much, interesting. Then, oh, okay, high school is better, where, we will write a board exam and stuff like that. Then when I moved to high school, no, there's still that school kind of environment. So maybe college is better. So then I went to college. There, of course, there's a different environment. But then when I was studying in college, like you, I thought, okay, going to the job is, much better than, studying. I mean, complete the study and go to the college, go to the job and then, do work and then earn and, it's better. So that's how I felt. After coming to work, what I realized is the work has much more challenge than the study itself. So the overall experience is whenever we move from one phase to another phase, even though we feel that, the other phase of the next phase of life will be much better and more happier, more, enjoyable. But when we go there, we understand that, or at least I faced that, more problems to be solved, more things to be learned, and more challenges to overcome, and more consequences to handle. So what it means is, every phase of your life has its own challenges, its own problems, and its own opportunities. Of course, every stage has its own challenges, issues, and opportunities, and the way for growth. That is something which is very, very important, which I realized over a period of time. So what is important is, whenever you are in that phase of life, it is important that you give full attention to the present activity what you are doing, so that in that activity you do 100% or more than 100%. For example, now you are a student and you are studying and learning. So at this time you focus on completely on the study and knowledge and gathering more information. That is more critical than about the next phase. Of course, next phase we can plan and prepare, but current phase is also very, very important. So these are the things which I thought I will share personally when I went through my education and career. So one is the learning, which you need to learn continuously, and the second is, whichever phase you are, that phase you have to do 100%. More attention and more focus, so that you can enjoy that phase more effectively and prepare for the next phase. Now, with this brief introduction, today I would like to cover very briefly about the Tata and TCS, where I'm working for the past 20 years, and also talk about very brief about how the IT industry is going, and then come to Japan, how the business is going in Japan, and what TCS is doing for Japan. What are the business aspects? What are the cultural aspects in terms of business? So we'll talk about that. And then what are the career options for all of you who are all studying in the college now? What are the career options for you in this current scenario? And then, of course, we can do some question answers based on what type of questions, and I can try my best to answer some of the questions. So this is the kind of agenda I have planned for today. So coming to the first agenda about Tata and TCS, I don't have to explain what is about Tata Group or TCS, because most of you all know. And Tata Group is one of the biggest business group in India, and more than $100 billion of revenue, and we are operating almost most part of the world doing business. And coming to TCS, we are 50 years in business, and currently we are operating in more than 50 countries and close to 4.5 lakhs of employees in India and throughout the world. And one of the important aspect of TCS business is focus in Japan. Japan is one of the important and key geography for business for TCS. So moving on to the next, before going to the Japan business, how the IT industry in the current scenario. So the IT industry is something which is continuously growing over the years, and it will continue to grow because there are the services are ranging in a very broad spectrum, and various industry verticals are supported by IT industry. And of course, the IT services are spread across various geographies and various locations. So it will continue to grow in the future as well. Currently, due to the current COVID scenario, there are certain challenges, but I'm confident that we will come out of this with certain actions and preparing for the future. So we are confident. So overall, my outlook is positive, and it will grow further. There may be slight challenges in the growth for short term, but long term definitely it will grow, and that's the outlook of the IT industry from my perspective. So coming to doing business in Japan, in particular the IT industry scenario. From TCS point of view, the TCS is doing business in Japan for a very long time, and we have a strong local team in Japan, and we are catering to various industries in Japan, starting from manufacturing to the banking and retail and heavy machinery. These kind of industries we are supporting, and digital services is one of our key area of focus. IoT, artificial intelligence. These are some of the focus areas which we are currently focusing on Japan market. If you look at Japan, I think Ramasan also briefly touched upon. See, one of the challenge in Japan is the heavy shortage of IT talent, which Japan needs. Japan is a country where a lot of processes, lot of systems, lot of infrastructure is already in place. However, they are those systems and the processes what they have set in also needs upgrade and changes, and there are certain new things new IT system has to be implemented. So the various IT related work is going on or continuously going on, and there are new IT systems to be developed for ongoing business and for their global expansion, all of that. So looking at that scenario, what we are seeing is that as we speak, there is a huge shortage of IT talent, close to probably 240,000 kind of a number is what the agency reports are saying, that there's that much shortage of IT talent in Japan. So it means there's a lot of opportunity for all of you to look at Japan as a geography where a lot of job opportunities and business opportunities are very much possible. And this, the shortage of IT skills, which what we are seeing now, is likely to expand further multifold. So it could be, by say next 10 years, it can go to 500,000 plus kind of requirements or a shortage in the IT talent. So that is something which is very, very encouraging to focus in Japan and explore various avenues for business opportunities. And looking at that kind of requirement or a shortage of IT talent in Japan, India is one of the key country to support Japan. Many Indian IT services companies are operating in Japan, and we feel that there is a lot of opportunities for further growth and a lot of potential for expansion, because we have a very good working population in India, where a lot of skilled and a lot of engineers available. They can be deployed into different projects in different technologies. So Japan is also very much aware of what Indian engineers can do for them in different areas of services. Also, Japan and India also collaborating more in multiple ways through government and through other channels. A lot of collaboration activities are going on, which is also very very much good scenario for the Indian engineers and Indian companies to work with Japan. So our presence, the TCS presence in Japan is quite long, and more than 28 years we are working in Japan, and we are catering to multiple industries to provide software services and engineering services. So to work for Japan, you know that the language is one of the important criteria or important element to interact. Both the verbal and written communications. We definitely need that skill, language skill, to work with Japanese companies. See what we have seen over the years. Say 15 years back, the kind of the language requirement, and now it is continuously growing. So considering that in mind, we at TCS continuously develop these language capabilities for TCS engineers. Also, we have the local talent in Japan who are native Japanese, who are helping us to interact with various business community in Japan. So that way, TCS is very much geared and prepared to work with the Japanese companies, and we have a dedicated locations and delivery centers where the Japanese projects are executed and delivered, where we have all the infrastructure and environment like the Japanese language development and other aspects of Japan delivery requirements, including the tools and templates and other processes are set in place. So we have a defined curriculum for our engineers to go through, so that they can deliver projects to the expected level of Japanese requirements. See, I was, I'm in TCS for last 20 years, and I have seen different countries like North America or Europe or UK or different regions. I've been there in multiple countries during my various roles. See, what we have seen, the kind of characteristics of a global companies. Generally, they are more agile, and they are open to change, and they are ready to take risk, and also look at the global service providers for various services. That's how their business approach is, and they are more of quick decision making, and they will look at certain metrics, how things are progressing. Also, they also communication is more direct, and meetings are very focused, and it's a set agenda. They also kind of any change comes, they follow through very systematic change management process. This is how the global corporations are working in terms of their business communication and the approach to the project management. However, when we work with Japan, there is a set of uniqueness in Japan from the business point of view compared to the global customers in Europe or North America or UK kind of environment. When we compare, there is a uniqueness in Japan where they're very conservative. I would say that conservative, and they're resistant to change. The change is little difficult in Japan, and also they look at the local kind of environment for support. For example, if they have to take some service, they will look at a local service, so that the language and culture is same, so it becomes easier for them. That kind of local approach is also there, and they more look at team as an important thing, and any decision making will normally takes more time compared to other global customers, and because they discuss with their team, they take consensus for a certain decision, then only they will proceed further. So it's kind of a harmony they have together before they announce something in a overall rollout kind of thing. Also, they have a very focused quality mindset. For them, perfection is very important. Anything which is less than 100%, for them it is NG. NG means no good. So they have kind of a binary kind of a approach or a mindset for quality or any service. Either it is 100% or it is no good. So okay or NG kind of mindset they have in the business interactions, or any product for that matter, any product or service. They specifically look at perfection. Anything less than that, it is not acceptable in Japan. From the communication point of view, of course, Japanese is very much important, because that is what they are comfortable with. These days, I am seeing over the years, they are also trying to learn English compared to the earlier, say 10 years back or 15 years back. So a lot of focus effort is happening from their side also to learn English. The main idea is they want to go global, because of course many companies are already globally present, but still there's a lot of scope for Japanese companies to expand globally or enter into different global market. So they are also learning English, in a more focused way. And in communication, they are mostly they indirect. They unlike other global customers, they mostly indirect, and face to face they prefer face to face, and generally the meetings will go for a very long time. Sometimes that kind of culture they have. They any delivery or anything we complete and give it to them, they need to know while the project is running, they need to know the complete details of that. The attention to detail is very high. There's something called work breakdown structure is something very critical in Japan for any project management or any project plan. Same way, any mistake happens, the rigorous RCA, the root cause analysis, is another very unique thing in Japan, and that root cause analysis can go very deep, and we call it as 5 why analysis. That is for any mistake, what is the reason why, and then another second level why, and then third level why. Like that, it goes up to 5 levels, similar to the fishbone diagram what we do for the root cause analysis. So that kind of approach they have. In fact, they have a huge documentation concept for any process or any methodology. Still, a lot of paper-based approach is still there in Japan. So these are some of the unique features of Japanese companies or Japanese people in the business perspective. So from TCS point of view, how we are planning to, or how we are operating and to expand our business and help Japanese customer. One is we have a large experience from the global customer engagements. Using that, we can help Japanese companies to go global. Because we also have a local presence, where the local talent is available in terms of language and culture and the local perspective of business. So with our global experience of different geography business and that best practices and the local talent in Japan, together we are helping Japanese companies to go global. So it's kind of a gateway we are providing for them to expand in a global scenario, global market. So we are also helping them to do many innovation in their process, in their products, in their services, using our the software experience in software services and R&D in software engineering. We are continuously helping them to innovate more and more in their process and products. So to help Japanese companies and expand business in Japan and enter into different areas of work, we have multiple things put in place in terms of the process definition, in terms of language capability development, and training on different aspects of Japan business and culture, and dedicated work locations focusing on Japan, so that Japanese specific requirements are taken care. And another important aspect we are focusing is how we can combine the local Japanese talent and the TCS India talent, and look at any project, the combined team. Uh, we say as a hybrid model, where the two teams work together and more collaboratively, and deliver to our customers for products and services. So that is helping us in a big way, because it takes care of the local requirements of language, culture, and other business aspects, and the global team is able to bring all the global best practices in software services and software engineering, and we are able to together we are able to provide the best services to Japanese customers. So we have multiple tools, frameworks, methodologies has been developed over the years, and we have a academy, a Japanese language and cultural aspects to develop these. We have a separate academy in TCS called Hikari Academy, where we do those development, language development and support. And all the new methods and technologies also we are constantly and continuously we are projecting to Japan, like Agile or DevOps. This kind of tools and technologies are also continuously we are discussing with Japanese customer and implementing wherever it is required. And with various industry streams, we have been working with them for many years in long relation. Many customers we are working for more than 15 years continuous business, and hundreds of TCS engineers are working for them in different areas to support. So currently, in the current scenario, most of our engineers are working in remote setup. We call it as SBWS, that is secure borderless workspace, where team is working from home and connecting to different systems in TCS or customer through secured manner. People are working, and we are able to seamlessly deliver to customer even in this challenging scenario. So coming to your with this background, I will also like to highlight what are the possible options for you once your academic activities are completed. So there are various streams of career is possible in IT, and also in specific to Japan. It could be IT services, or it can be a consulting assignment, engineering and industrial services, and a lot of other technologies, or the new things are coming up, which are also very exciting to work, and a lot of potential to contribute. For example, IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning. These kind of things are also very well accepted or welcome by Japanese companies, because they are definitely looking at expanding the business, reducing the cost, reducing cycle time. These are some of the key focus areas for Japanese companies to be more competitive, to expand the business. So from that point of view, there is a lot of opportunities for all of you in different streams, very based on your interest and your roadmap for your career. You can choose. A lot of opportunities are definitely possible in this area. So particularly if you look at Japan, at least last 15 years I've been associated with Japan. I am very positive about Japan and the business. There is a very good opportunity for all of you to work in IT companies, and in not only IT, even other companies. And Japan is one of the potential market for business, for job, for any engagements. It is very much potentially a very good place in my opinion, because I've been going through multiple phases of you know, business engagements. So I'm able to see how things are happening over the years, and I'm very confident that all of you will get you know, suitable opportunity in your career at you know, appropriate time. Depends on your interest and other aspects. So this is what I thought. Briefly, I will share the experience from my side. So far, I just want to summarize what has been discussed. You know, we talked about very brief about Tata and TCS and how the IT industry is currently going on, and how the business in Japan, and what is the outlook, and what are the potential in the future. So, and also we briefly spoke about what are the possible career options for all of you. So with this, I will conclude my talk, and maybe we can move to any Q&A or any other comments we can take it up. Over to Ramasan.
Thank you, Ishwar-san, for your words of information and knowledge. I hope whatever you have spoken about today gives our students a lot of, the right thing to decide. It helps them decide whatever they want to do ahead. This becomes very informative. It helps them to pave that way where they can choose rightly. So I would thank you. And can we, if anybody has any questions, you may ask Ishwar San now. Anybody who has any questions about whatever he spoke about, you may ask him your doubts. There is a hand raise option on the right side. So you can click on the hand raise option, and then we will connect with you. You can ask them. You can ask Ishwar San a question. You can take like 2 minutes, and then if you have any questions or any queries, you can ask him. Okay. Ishwar-san, I don't think anybody of them have any doubts. I think we are clear with what you said. So with this, we would like to thank all the students for being a part of this. And most importantly, we would like to thank you, Ishwar-san, for taking time out of your schedule and joining us today to speak about one of the most important topics today. So thank you very much for giving us a lot of information. And we would like to thank all the colleges also, be it SDM College of Engineering, Malnad College of Engineering, Rajiv College of Engineering, and GSSS College of Engineering from Mysore. Thank you all. Thank you to all the students who are a part of this session today. So we're looking forward to have many more sessions like this, and we will keep you posted.
Thank you, and thank you for SNRC team for arranging this. And I thank you all students who have joined today. I hope the brief information what I have given is useful to all of you. And I wish you all the very best for your future career and future endeavors. And wish you all the best and stay safe. Thank you very much once again for all of you and SNRC team.
Thank you, Ishwar. I would like to ask Rama-san to speak a few words. Yeah, thanks a lot, Ishwar-san. Thank you very much for your time. It was really indeed a very great session with a lot of valuable inputs of your own life, plus a very good thought process for the students to see what next, what they should do next, and how they can pave in their career. Okay.
Yes.
And
yes.
I hope all the students have had a wonderful time with Ishwar-san and SNRC and have taken too much of too good a number of valuable inputs from all of us. Okay, so all the best for you, all of you, for your careers, for your academics. Looking forward to connect again if you would like to learn Japanese or look out for Japanese jobs in Japanese companies. Thanks one and all. Have a great day and a good weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Rama-san, and thank you once again for SNRC team and entire, the students. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.